Hey everybody, welcome to my video of the Tiger I German World War II tank. This tank I actually made from the pieces of set 42097, the LEGO Technic Compact Crawler. Okay, so onto the tank. I'm just going to briefly go through some of the design with the angles and the features that that resemble the Tiger I tank. And then I'm just going to go through some of the features that I decided to include and the reasons why I did it. First things first, it's very flat right here in the front, which is how the actual tank is. Just due to how I built it, though, you can change it, so, I mean, I don't know why you'd want to do something like that, but, I mean, that might be a good look, too, I don't know, but, again, that's just how it was built. The sides are angled, so, I even have a little suggestion of, like, a little mud flap. On top of the tank as well is the hatch. This hatch is off to one side, which is how it is in the real tank. And then on the back are the engines. I even made a little design a little feature that you can fold them down and you can kind of see some details and like that. And these actually do move, which again is just for the functions really. The treads are almost completely identical to how the compact crawler was made. I realized for the length I couldn't raise it up like how it is in the actual tank, but in the actual tank it's a tiny bit up here like that. Either way, all in all, it's pretty close to any reference pictures that I was able to view and stuff. So now onto the features. I decided to do a gimmick where you only need to use these two gears to control the features. One feature is that you can rotate the turret, which right now it's an idle, so you can do this easily by yourself. And then you can lift the barrel, which doesn't matter if it's an idle or not, you can't control that because it's on worm gear, so it's too much friction. And yeah, so onto the little gimmick. I do have a little hole in here so you can see the function, but it's a little too dark right now, so I'll just flip it around to the side. Okay, you can tell that I have this orange thing that when I rotate one of these gears in the back, which again I'll show you again in a second, but you can see that it moves. Now there's a gear up top, and then there's a gear on bottom. So right now if I was to rotate this down, it would unlock with that gear. If I was rotated on top, it would hit the gear on top. There's even a gear in the middle of the shaft, and that is the input gear. So just really quick, let me show you kind of what I'm talking about. So these two gears, so this gear is actually resting along this X piece. It's not actually in it or whatever, but it's resting. And this axle here, when you turn one of the gears back here, it's actually this one, you cause it to spin. And so this is essentially a link in the chain. So if you were to look right here, you're spinning the green gear, or you're spinning the green thing right here. And then on the other opposite side is just the gear that is just this gear that's just free floating really. And so either you flip it upward, and then as you spin the input gear, that will rotate, or as you rotate it down and you spin the input gear, it will rotate this. So that's just kind of how that was designed. Alright, so looking underneath, you can see if it comes down here, then it will hit all of these gears and shafts and go up here, and then actually go straight up through the large black turntable. There's a hole in the middle of it, and that controls the worm gear right there. So I'll show you in a second. You can kind of see I actually have a big gear right here. There you go. It's probably a better view of it. It's one of those. I believe it's 24 tooth gear, and yeah, so that kind of slows down the rate. So instead of you turning a little bit and everything moving so fast, it kind of slows it down to a more acceptable pace. But you can see this is what's causing the shifter to move. Again, right now it's in neutral, and then this gear is moving that, which is the input. So as you can tell, as I move this gear, you can see that it's moving that. Alright, so let's see it. I found the best ways to rotate them either the same way, so either rotate them both inward or both outward. Doing that will help the connection be firm as opposed to just rotating this. Sometimes you can get teeth that don't mesh up. So when you do this, it makes it a lot easier. Let's rotate these both inward. You can tell that as I turn this gear, it actually raises and lowers the turret. Just kind of, I don't know if you can see it, but it really just turned the one gear. Okay. Then if I rotate these outward, now it's locked into the what would be the top gear. So I just left it from down to top. Now you can see I can rotate the whole assembly either right or left. And if you rotate this to the left, it'll rotate left, and vice versa to the right to right. And that's just done with a simple gear right here. If you do want to see some of the functions or like how it works, you can usually just take that off, fold it out, lift this up, and then I just try my best to take this out. But again, inside here is a gear, that little gray one just right up here. That is the top gear. It's on the same shaft as this black one, and really it's just a series of gears through here. So yeah, there you go. And then they just go backwards, and then hit a piece that directs the output up. Okay, so that's pretty much how that works. Other than that, there's really not much else to say. Took me about 3 days to build, constantly building everything. Sometimes these can come off, but again, they're mostly firm, so rotate that. Right now it's not in neutral, so there we go. Now it's in neutral. So if it is in neutral, you can just rotate and it'll do whatever. So yeah, there you go. There's the Tiger 1 German World War II tank. Thanks. Bye.